Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another beautiful brand new day. We're gonna be setting ourselves up for success today, starting with making myself some breakfast before I work out. And I remember why I opened the fridge. I don't know if you guys saw that. I opened it and I closed it because I completely forgot why I opened it. But I made myself some wellness shots last night. So I got that to get the gut flow going, you know. And I'm gonna go ahead and prepare this next. It is deep clean day because I like to keep this place tidy throughout the week, but then as the weekend comes along I get a little lazy because, you know, we go out or, you know, we just don't do anything. And so Mondays I normally like to just kind of reset and get everything back together. And then I also should mention that in order to find my calorie deficit number, I had to put down like a goal weight, but I don't specifically have like a goal weight that I want to reach. So I just kind of put something and therefore I could try to stay within that calorie deficit. But if I go over it a little bit, I'm technically still in a deficit, just not for the goal weight that I put down, if that makes sense. But I really want to try to focus on that number so that way I can kind of stay consistent with it. And I should also add, I don't even have a scale, so I don't really know if I'm gonna be that goal weight. I'm just kind of going off of feeling. Like I want to feed myself properly, fuel myself properly, be energized and see a change in my body, feel a change in my body, but I really don't care about like the number on the scale because again, I don't even have a scale, so I don't know where I would check that. Just as tasty. Anyways, I'm going to be planning out my meals for the day. I find that this should make it easier for me to just not really think about like what to eat. Like I'll already know what to do. I already started off with my protein smoothie, 518 cal with 31 grams of protein. Yeah. Go ahead and mow the lawn right now, why don't you? Let's just do a little quick recap here. So I have my breakfast smoothie, and then after I finish working out, before I go walking, I'm going to have a little granola bar as a snack. And then for my lunch a little bit later on, I'm going to do a pita bread pizza, and then I'm going to have watermelon as a snack. And then for dinner, I'm just going to do yogurt. Okay, so it is 9:59. I think I'm going to wait till at least 10:30 to take my pre-workout. And then it normally takes me like 30 minutes in between my pre-workout to start working out, so I think by then my food should be fully digested. And in between that, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on some of the cleaning. I think I can tackle quite a bit of stuff. So I'm gonna wash my dishes, I'm gonna put another load into the laundry, and then I shall be back for the pre-workout. Okay, so it is now 10:30. Going to get ready to take my pre-workout. Okay, so if you guys remember from the Monday video where I spent time alone, I had posted an Instagram story asking you guys to submit any sort of questions you guys may have had or advice you would like. And one of them was, how do I not feel like I'm too old to be posting TikToks or to be pursuing social media? I wanted to talk about that because that's definitely something that I face a lot and also have tried to overcome. And I always have to remind myself, there is never any sort of age limit for when you should be chasing your dreams or when you should stop chasing your dreams. And the only limitation really is your mind. If you tell yourself that you're too old to be pursuing social media, you're too old to go back to school, or you're too old to start a healthy lifestyle, then you're gonna live with that limitation and you're never going to change anything because you think you're out of time. Oh, you shouldn't even be doing this anymore. There is literally like no limitation. There's no statute. In fact, the only limitation there is like you have to be like 13 years or older in order to be on social media, but we all know everyone lies about that. And so really like there's nothing saying like, oh, age 13 to age 22, right? Like there's nothing saying that you can't be in your late 20s and trying to pursue TikTok. In fact, there are so many people like age 70, age 60 that are literally posting TikTok videos videos and they're going viral. They did not let that limitation mindset stop them from wanting to make TikTok videos. I'm pretty sure they probably thought, oh, you know, I'm too old, no one's gonna want to watch my videos. And then lo and behold, they have like millions of followers of people that are looking forward to their videos every single time they post them. And so again, if we just continue to live in that limitation mindset where we're telling ourselves, oh, I'm too old, we're stopping ourselves from giving it our full potential. Honestly, this is something I learned when I started going to college, because I used to think that there was only going to be young people in college, but there were a lot of older people going back to college because they didn't know what they wanted to do with their life. And so once they finally figured that out, instead of saying, oh, it's too late, they said, let's get this started. Let's go back to school and let's make these dreams happen. And as I had mentioned in like previous videos, I had wanted to do YouTube for a long time. And so when I finally decided that I was gonna start making YouTube videos, part of me felt like maybe I'm too old. It's too late for me to start pursuing YouTube, because I started pursuing YouTube when I was 19. And at that time, I think what was trending was the like pre-teens to like early teenagers. Part of me did feel some sort of like imposter syndrome that I'm on here, but no one's gonna want to watch me because I'm too old for this. But really, like, all I was doing to myself was a disservice, because I was in that limitation mindset where I was telling myself there's no point to this. And so I wasn't even giving my full potential to YouTube. I wasn't allowing myself to find what it is that I wanted to do, because I always had those thoughts in the back of my head, this is pointless, no one's gonna want to watch you. Until I let go of those thoughts and I started pursuing my YouTube despite those feelings, that's when I started to grow, and I grew into what I wanted to do. And I started attracting so many more people into my life that wanted to sort of go on the same journey that I've been going on, with like trying to improve my life for the better, and, you know, healing trauma, and just on a fitness journey and all of that. Like, I really thought that no one would want to watch that sort of stuff, but lo and behold, you guys are here, right? You make your content and the right people will follow. Just enjoy, have fun, let go of those fears, let go of those insecurities, and enjoy your time. Do whatever you need to do for yourself, and don't let other people and their judgments get the best of you. And especially don't let your own judgment get the best of you, because we always think that we fear other people's judgment, but sometimes we don't even know if other people are judging us. We're judging ourselves because we assume other people are going to be judging us, but they're not actually saying it. We're just thinking it. So stop limiting yourself. Stop thinking that you're too old for something. Go back to school. Start that fitness journey. Start that wellness journey. Start making that content. It is never too late. Chase those dreams, bestie. Just finished with my workout, and I had a really great workout. I think I started off pretty strong this week. I burned 500 calories, went in for 80 minutes. Felt good and strong. So time to recharge and have a little after workout snack. I recently got these. They're the Fiber One Chewy bars. I'm excited to have one. I honestly feel a little hungry, but like not too hungry. So I think this will definitely satisfy me until I have my lunch. Also, little tip that I've learned from personal experience is to not wait to eat until I'm hungry, because I've noticed, and I noticed this recently, that when I wait until I'm hungry, I start to get shaky and really like hungry, that I want to eat so much to satisfy the hunger like this, but it takes a little while for like the hunger to go away and for you to feel satisfied. And that is why I'm trying to do some snacking in between, because I'm staying like full longer and I'm not waiting until I'm hungry and then I'm just like snacking because I want to get rid of the hunger, if that makes sense. Tastier. Some more random goals I'm trying to meet this month, which aren't actually new goals. There's things I already do. It's just I want to, like I said, buckle down on them and be a little bit more consistent with them. One of them, as you guys know, I love to stay hydrated. I swear by the water gallon. I really do think that it helps me deep blow. It helps me just feel better overall, more energy. And also I feel like it keeps my skin clear and my gut flow going. So I really want to make sure that I'm drinking this. I don't know if you guys have noticed in like previous videos where like it's late at night and this is all I drink. So I just really want to make sure that I'm paying more attention to that and drinking my gallon of water. And I also want to make sure I'm going on more hot girl walks. Right now, I'm actually going to go outside and water the plants. It is currently 102 degrees outside. It's definitely hot. because there are so many freaking flies. Might just wait to go hot girl walking tomorrow. This is not it. Definitely no hot girl walking. It is way too hot out there. So I think instead I'm just gonna go ahead and finish my deep clean, but I am gonna go take a shower, and then when I get out of the shower, I will make my lunch, and then, you know, more deep cleaning. Interesting day.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Why would I do that? Tell me, why would I open that with a white shirt? And update, that does not work anymore. Actually, it says it does not expire until like the year 2023, but the lid had mold. So I was like, we're not doing that. So I will update my calorie count chart for today, because this is actually less calories for half a cup of this. I'm definitely not using half a cup. No. Okay, so it looks like we only have basil leaves. I completely forgot oregano, and we also don't have red chili flakes. And I'm just gonna pop this in the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes. I was about to start doing something else, but if I've learned anything from my past mistakes, it's to not multitask while I'm using the mini oven. It already smells like it's done cooking. Smells pretty good. Pizza looking delicious. Okay, random question. Who here loves super hot food? Like you have to eat it when it's like straight out the oven, straight off the pan, like hot? Or do you like for it to like cool down and you like warm temperature? Not cold, not hot, like right in the middle. I'm right in the middle. Pizza should be nice and cool now. Okay, so for calories, that leaves me with 107 calories left, and I went over 3 grams, but that's totally okay. So that just means more room for dessert. Another question I had received was, how do you get through life when you feel like everyone is moving on without you? So this is actually something that I've always struggled with, and it's what kept me from even like chasing my dreams for so long, because I would spend so much of my time just worrying and thinking about what everyone else is doing, and you know, comparing myself to people I went to school with. I would look on their Instagrams, I would go on their Facebooks, like I don't know why, it was almost like a self-sabotage moment where I was like, let me see what this person is doing, and then I'd see what they're doing, and then I'd compare my life to them, and I'd be like, okay, well, I'm so much more behind than they are. And so it would put me in this mindset where I was like, well, I don't know what I want to do with my life, but so and so knows exactly what they want to do with their life, because that's what it seems like on Instagram, that's what it seems like on their Facebook. But here I am just sitting here not knowing like what I even want to do with my life. Like I feel like I don't have any direction. I feel like I am not going to be good enough to go after what I want. I'm just overcome with imposter syndrome, and I feel lost, but everyone else around me just seems to have it all together. And that is when I learned that comparison is the root of all evil. And the only reason why you feel like you're being left behind, it's because you're comparing your life to theirs. We're all moving at our own time, our own pace, and it's okay to be at a completely different step than they are. But when you're so focused on what everyone else is doing and focusing on how far ahead they are, you're only digging a bigger hole for yourself, and you're putting yourself even more behind, because instead of actually working on yourself, showing up for yourself, doing the things that you want to do, starting the things that you want to do, you're too busy comparing your life to theirs. You may not realize it when you're in that headspace, because when you're in that headspace, it just seems so much more intimidating, I guess, to start doing these things, because you're so busy comparing yourself to others. And it's what's making you feel like you're not good enough. But who's to say that you're not good enough? And who's to say that these people who do seem like they have it all together don't feel like they're good enough? but yet here they are showing up for themselves and going after the things that they want to go after, because they know that if they just spend their time worrying about what everyone else is doing, then they're not being productive towards getting what they want. And so I totally understand where you're coming from, because I'm telling you, I was stuck in that mindset for so long, where I was just comparing myself to other people and just worrying about what I was going to do next, because I didn't know what I was going to do next, because I felt like I wasn't good enough to chase my dreams, to do what I wanted to do, that I had to just settle down and do what everyone else said I had to do, or settle down and just do what I had to do to get the money. But then when I realized that doing all of those things was only holding me back, that's when I started to try to let go of comparison and not be so focused on what everyone else is doing, but focus on what I'm doing and put that time and effort into me. Put that time and effort into actually doing something for myself. There's no time limit. There's no time limit for when you should have this, when you should be doing that, when you should get pregnant, when you should be in a relationship. The only limits are what you're assuming is the limit in your head. That is what is making you feel like you're never going to be able to be where everyone else is, because you just keep getting more and more left behind as you sit there and see what everyone else is doing in comparison to you. So how do you get through life when you feel like everyone is moving on? Is realizing that that is only a form of self-sabotage, and you should stop putting yourself through that. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to live all those dreams that you have, and the only way to change it is to get up and change it. Instead of putting your energy into scrolling on social media to see what everyone else is doing, put that energy into yourself. And I promise you, you will see a difference, and you won't longer feel like everyone's moving on without you. You'll just be doing your own thing, working on your own happiness. Cleaning done. Check that off the list. What next thing I want to do is fill this out. My little planner also has a little habit tracker, and I always say I'm gonna use it, but then I don't. Okay, so I do have a couple of goals that I want to achieve this month, and if I'm sweating bullets, it is hot. It is currently 100 degrees still outside, and California homes, or at least the homes here, don't have AC. So I have the fan going, but it's like way up there. Anyways, let's not think about the heat. Mind over matter, right? Now, I did start a little bit later because it is already the 5th, and I'm just gonna start from today. All right, so first things first, obviously working out. I want to try to make sure that I can stay consistent with that. My next thing I'm going to put down is to meet my protein and calorie count, and as long as I'm around my counts, I'm going to cross it off. Again, you guys remember I'm not being super strict with it, but I want to try to aim to stay within my calorie deficit and meet my protein goal. Okay, so I want to read 1 chapter a day at least. That is my goal. Then my next goal is going to be drinking a gallon of water. I tend to slack on this every once in a while. Like, I'll go through periods where I'm really good at drinking my gallon water, and then I just completely suck and all I drink is this much. This month we are sticking through with it. Also, I guess to add to my workout, I also want to do hot girl walking at least 4 times out of the week. Now today I didn't go because it was really hot, but I can start tomorrow. It's only Monday. It's the first day of the week. We have 7 days in a week. Okay, for the other one is going to be to turn phone off 1 hour before bed. And the last one is going to be rest days. I want to make sure that I'm taking my rest days seriously. And the reason why I really want to focus on rest days is actually in relation to one of the other questions that I got, which was, do you ever struggle to relax because you feel like your day wasn't productive? And yes, I do. I just really like to be productive, and I feel at my best when I'm being productive. So it's hard for me to even rest sometimes. And it's not that like I'm tired, I'm resting. I'm just trying to give myself some rest. And so because I'm not tired, I'm like, why am I resting? I could be doing something else and, be productive. And then I remind myself that rest days are just as important as productive days, because if you're not allowing yourself to rest, if you're not giving yourself that space to recover, then you're not going to be able to perform at your best when you're trying to be productive. And sometimes when we're being productive and we're just kind of like go, we end up burning out. And then remember when I said that that's when we finally decide, okay, I need to rest. But it's better to just give yourself little resting periods throughout the week, and that way you're giving yourself that time to be productive, but you're also allowing yourself to rest and like actually rest. That way you can show up and put your best foot forward when you're being productive. And I will be putting this right here, which I sit here pretty much every single day. Therefore, I should not be missing my habit tracker. Okay, so I am going to be starting on dinner for my dad, and then I will have this for lunch tomorrow, and it works out just perfectly. I'm gonna be making tostadas de carne molida con chile, and you guys have asked for the recipe, so I'm gonna show you guys what I do. Very, very easy. Actually, one of my favorite meals because it takes little to no time. The only real time that you have to spend doing anything is waiting for this thing to cook. What I do is I just take ground beef and I fill it up with water, kind of like almost till it covers the little slab of ground beef. So I just do garlic salt and black pepper to season it. Okay, why does it not want to focus? Is there a ghost in here? Can you guys like leave for a second? That's all I do to season it. So basically I'm just gonna let this boil and heat up and basically wait till the water evaporates. That way it cooks the meat all the way through, and then once it's done I just kind of let it fry a little bit, but we'll come back to that when we get to that point. Anyways, next I am going to be folding my clothes, and I'm gonna turn on some Gossip Girl. Not Gossip Girl. I wish I could do Gossip Girl, but we don't have HBO Max, so we're gonna watch Gilmore Girls.
It shattered the illusion. Floggings will be administered.
So, there we are. It's a beautiful moonlit Prague night.
This is actually one thing I really love about this house, is how convenient this is. Like, the laundry room's right here, and then there's TV right there. So when I'm done drying, I just come over here, fold, and I'm watching TV. This is great. I'm gonna miss this place when we leave. Update on water. This is where we're at. We're at almost at 3 p.m. and it is currently 4:28, so we're doing really good. Proud of myself. Okay, and then to make the beans, you can use your beans of choice if you just want to make them however you make them, or you want to buy like the ready ones. You could do it that way, but normally I like to use frijoles de la olla, which my mom normally makes, but she's not here and I don't really want to make frijoles de la olla, so I use this one, Sun Vista. It's basically like the same beans. So what I'm gonna do to heat up the frijoles and make them kind of like frijoles fritos is you're gonna take some oil and you're just gonna put it on the pan. So I'm going for like this amount, and then you're just gonna turn this on. Keep it about mid-heat, and then you're just gonna let the oil fry for a little bit until you see smoke coming out. Don't be alarmed, just keep an eye on it. Okay, so as you see, there's smoke starting to come out of it. We can go ahead and turn this off. So we want it to be that consistency where it's kind of almost like water instead of just your regular like thick oil consistency. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let it cool off for a while. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. There's no like time limit on it, but once you come back to it, the oil should be nice and cool, and when you put the frijoles on there, it should not jump on you. Once the beans are starting to boil, you can go ahead and smash it with the machacador with this. And once they are all squished, you just basically let it keep cooking until they're at the consistency that you want them. And then once your meat is ready, literally all you're gonna do is add this right here. It is salsa de pato, or if you have homemade salsa, you can also add that, but that's totally up to you. Right now, since we don't have any, I have been too lazy to make some. I'll make some tomorrow though, but for now, I'm gonna go with salsa del pato. And that's it. You're done, and then you just make your tostada the way that you want to. Add whatever toppings you want. It is so freaking hot, but I'm about to have myself some dessert. I actually ended up having enough calorie space to still be within calorie deficit if I had this. We'll talk more. We're watching a movie. I'll recap later, okay? I'm gonna go enjoy my ice cream. filled out my habit tracker and I pretty much got everything checked off. Obviously, I didn't do a hot girl walk today, and then it wasn't a rest day today, so obviously not crossing that off, but I did pretty much finish my water gallon. I'm down on the last one, but I'm gonna try to chug that before I go to sleep at 11. It's currently 9:52, and I also did meet my protein and calorie intake. Again, I'm just kind of getting started on it, so it's gonna be pretty much guesstimates. I know that I'm probably going to be off and my calorie count and my protein count aren't going to be perfect, but I am totally okay with that. And now I'm just going to spend the rest of my night, since I'm turning off my phone. I'm going to read a little bit, and I'm probably going to end the day with a little meditation just to calm myself.